I feel like we're all pretty familiar with Nintendo, especially since the announcement of the release of Mario Kart World, along with the Nintendo Switch 2. Most of us have grown up either playing or just knowing the Mario Brothers and the Mario universe. I was a kid that loved Mario Party Island Tour and Mario Galaxy. Each Mario character is extremely recognizable, even with their silhouettes. Except for Peach and Daisy. I'm looking at them and they're so similar, like just barely distinguishable. Like just look at them, who's who? It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. And my poor baby Rosalina, let's all get new outfits and not tell Rosalina that. We're done with the ranting. Today we will be redesigning the Mario Princesses and revamping their designs, including Rosalina. She will not be left out this time. So to start, I decided to flesh out the silhouettes of all the characters just to see what was going on with their original designs. You'll probably see Pauline being included in this sketch, and I was originally going to include her in this video, but not only was her design like pretty good as is, and the most I could add to her design was like a little like fluffy scarf, I also just got lazy. I was really proud of how these designs were coming out and how different the silhouettes were looking with their poses. I played around with the dress designs and the hair to really situate what I wanted, and I copied the poses of the original designs one to one in hopes that the poses would help differentiate the characters enough as well, and I think it worked pretty well. When I was playing around with these designs, I was really playing around with the colors as well and kind of seeing if I wanted to change anything or add some other colors into the silhouette, which I ended up doing, especially for Daisy. She was probably my favorite one to design just because of the fact of everyone kind of figuring out that she used to be really tan, and I really wanted to correct that in these designs. Now getting into the actual redesigns, we are starting off with the one and only Princess Peach. As you can see on the side, I decided to have not only the original design, but the silhouette and my actual like sketched up redesign. And I definitely wanted to change the poses just a little bit to show a slight bit of personality. Peach was actually the first design that I did, so I was really hyped up and pumped up for how this was going to turn out. In terms of what I actually changed, I decided to add a bow onto her little like pendant crest in the front, and I decided to make those like princess like frill vest. I don't really know what it's called, but it's like kind of the lines on the front of her dress. And I also wanted to add like an extra layer onto her dress to add, I don't know, like a little more pizzazz, I guess, add a little more flair. And originally her name was Princess Toadstool, and I felt like adding a whole bunch of like polka dots or dots onto the dress would be pretty tacky, so I decided to just add like a row of circles on the bottom to kind of give an ode to her previously being Princess Toadstool. In terms of color, I really liked the color pink that she had on, and I just decided to darken the darker pink that she has kind of in her like little mini skirt ruffles that are on there, and her like shoulder ruffles. And in terms of her hair, I decided to make it a bit more spiky since I realized that all of the princess's hair kind of curl up in a way. So I decided to just make her hair go down more and show through kind of like her back, and then also add a bow because I really like that blue color that she has in her pendant, and I really wanted to put that color somewhere else. Also, I just kind of wanted to echo that bow that she already had on the front of her dress as well. I didn't do very much with the rendering, I just did a little bit of color burn and added some sparkles, but here is the finished Princess Peach. I think she turned out pretty good. Now we're moving on to Princess Daisy. She was always my favorite character just because of how sporty she was, and I know that I did not add any real sporty elements into her design, but I kind of took it up with the fact that, you know, you could still be sporty and still like wear a really cute dress. Yeah, I know, leave me all you want. So we're just gonna imagine that she has like pants on underneath this or something. In Mario Kart World, you can kind of see that one of her maps shows her castle, which looks like a Middle Eastern / Indian castle, and I kind of took that inspiration and ran with it for her design. Instead of doing like the puffy sleeves like Peach had, I decided to do an off the shoulders sleeve, which I think was pretty cute. Now, like I said before, her silhouette was pretty similar to Peach's, so I worked really hard on trying to remove that factor. And because her name is Daisy and her whole like motif thing is flowers, I decided to have a top piece over her dress that kind of reminisced like leaves in a way. I thought that would be a kind of cute element to add. And then for her back, I decided to add a bow because I thought it would just add a little bit more to the silhouette, and I didn't really like the way she looked without it, to be honest. Kind of going with the same color thing as for Peach, I decided to add that teal that she had on her pendant into that bow just to make the colors come together. I really like the layered pattern that the dress gave, so I decided to have the motif kind of be like flowers, and I left everything else the same basically. So here's the finished Daisy. Let me know what you think of her, and let me know who's your favorite so far. Last but absolutely not least, we have Rosalina. Since her whole thing is like space and stuff, I decided to go more with like a nightgown muumuu kind of look, and I just decided to have her pose be a little tired or shy in a sense. Her silhouette was actually pretty different than the other two princesses, but I still kind of wanted to change it up just a little bit. I decided to give her more of a nightgown type of neckline, and I really wanted to go with this asymmetrical kind of look to kind of be reminiscent of a star in a sense. I also just decided to make her hair a lot longer and more spiky just to reiterate that motif. I also decided to make her crown a little bit more spiky. I kept her colors relatively the same, except making her hair just a little bit more blonde and making her blue just a little bit more saturated. And just for some contrast like the other princesses, I decided to add a darker teal as well. Oh, and I forgot, I also added a gradient to her dress. I feel like overall all of these designs were pretty effective in terms of changing what the original character looked like and giving them a new dress. I really enjoyed redesigning all of these princesses, and you guys can let me know if you wanted to see Pauline done, or maybe I'll just post it for fun. You know, I have been gone for a very long time, like almost a year, but I will be back to posting regularly, hopefully, now that I'm out of school, just for the summer. I'm not done yet. Anyways, back to Rosalina. I decided to also add her wand and add that star that's always on her chest. Her dress, not chest. But anyways, here are the 3 final looks. I absolutely love them so much. You guys can let me know what you think about them down in the comments. Let me know which one is your favorite look. And trust, we did not miss out on our girl Rosalina this time. We gotta do like a who wore it better, honestly. I really hope I did them justice. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like these videos, maybe like and subscribe, and let me know if you guys want to see anything else in the future. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!